Greetings to everyone here on this very moment. We are here to discuss the matters about the flood control ghost project, as the people say. We, your trusted and elected governors, have held meetings after meetings discussing the issue and how to resolve it. We came to a conclusion to cut down our budget and use the people's taxes. We plan to conduct an investigation on the money crisis to find further leads. The government is currently assessing the impact and is trying to retrieve and reform damaged properties from the flood. We, as one country, your governors, will find a solution to the problem by restarting to point one.
Good afternoon. I am Angel Gracie Sadili, and I am your journalist who writes your story today. And for today's agenda, I am here to ask you, what systems are in place to prevent ghost projects or fake contracts? And how do you guarantee that funds go to services, not into private pockets?
I acknowledge your question. Deeply thank you for asking. And while we are aware, very fully aware that your taxes are enough to sustain the country and the government itself, but it needs to be understood that the money does not always go straight to flood system. Of course, it was spent there as well, but there are also money spent on other places like contracts with other partners from other governments and other national agencies. And we, as your government and politicians, assure you that we are investigating this matter thoroughly.
We experience floods every year, and what makes your flood control plan different from the promises we've already heard?
I acknowledge your question once again, and as we have promised already about the flood control, we as your government is trying our best to reform it in a way that it's better suited for today's issue, since we notice that the flood in today's society and today's issue has been exceeding lately. So us as your government has been trying and reforming to fix it and try to get down to the middle of it, or get down to the main point or the main reason on why it is not as effective as it was promised.
How do you ensure new roads, subdivisions, and buildings don't present flooding?
Actually, we have been thinking about that for a long time, and we came to a conclusion that we have decided to lower our budget and cut down the use of people's taxes, since we realize that people have been paying as much as we, but we as the government still trying to fix the issue, but to no avail, nothing is happening, or the success rates are not seen as much. So with that in mind, we are trying to make buildings on areas that are more friendly to the system, instead of places like cities where floods are more prone.
Hi, good afternoon. Sadili again, your journalist, and for today's question, and lastly, and what is your plan to reduce opportunity for corruption in government system, and how will we encourage honesty and transparency among public servants?
Thank you for that question as well. We also decided that
what personal commitment can you give that you won't enrich yourself with public funds?
Thank you for that question. And to answer your question, truthfully and personally, I would say that the public funds is not mine to begin with. And as a politician, we're anti-corruption leaders. I believe that using people's funds for personal use is not mine. It's not mine, or neither is it mine. So, as a politician, like I said, we will conduct further investigation if ever something happens, and we will see to it that the public may know, which for now I believe there is none. That's all.
Thank you for that wonderful answer, and I acknowledge your responses.
This discussion is now closed. Thank you for